friends, and welcome to CJoy Yoga. We are going to go about today's practice thinking about our lymphatic system. And I'll talk a little bit about it along the way, but the basis of it is I am filming this mid-March, and for most of us, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, we are moving from winter into spring. And Ayurveda places a lot of importance on how we transition from one season into the next. They are, the transitions are usually where we get cold and sick and have low immune, and we're just not ready to go from this heavy, oily, wet kind of season, and all of a sudden it's just into this next season, right, where it's dry and the sun is out and all the various things. So we are going to just go ahead and see if we can't give our lymphatic fluid a little circulation through the body. The idea being that when it circulates and goes into the lymph nodes, right, it starts to replenish itself, to move back out stronger and able to keep you healthier. So, that said, I have the various props. You don't necessarily need them, but as you know, I am someone who believes not only in comfort, but also in making things as accessible as possible. So, if you want them, they're yours. If you don't, you don't. You're going to start either cross-legged or sitting in Virasana, and I will always suggest you sit up on something so that you start to open the front of the hips so that you can find the pelvis with a little more ease, yeah? Once you find that pelvis in the middle of the buttocks bones, I'll say, right? Palms up, palms down, the eyes are closed. Go ahead and just find that place to start from. We'll take a couple of moments and turn inward. And hopefully we'll keep turning inward, but this is the beginning of it, yeah? So tune into your body. How is your body feeling? And by the way, if you're feeling like you're a little bit, already feel a little bit like you're coming down with illness, this would still be a good one. We're not going to do tons of strength today. It's going to be more about pumping that lymphatic fluid through the body. And you can always skip something that doesn't work for you. So tune in. Notice your physical body. And I could even define that as the muscular body. That's usually what I bring you to. And then notice the breath. And when you notice the breath, again, because it is the change of season, I'm just going to have you notice whether or not you have any excess mucus. And you may have had it through most of the winter. It is the season of mucus. Notice the pattern of the breath. And notice I'm leaving us here for a little bit, so we actually just start to move into that soft belly breath and start to calm down our nervous system. A calm nervous system is also pretty important for the immune system to stay strong and healthy, for us to stay strong and healthy. With your next inhale, go ahead and open the eyes. So we're going to start just with our arms down by our side. We're going to move through a number of poses we often do, but again, come at it from this idea of the lymphatic system, of this fluid that runs through your body, and can you personally be more fluid as you move through the practice. So we'll go into our side bends. We're not going to reach the arms over initially. We're going to go ahead and we're going to lean to our right, and I'll mirror you. I think my brain can handle it today. And come back up through center, and leaning over to the left. You'll notice I use my fingers a little to support me. Inhale, back up. Now be fluid like water. When you go over, let that spine just come on over. Let the neck be part of that fluidity. And inhale, fluidly coming back up. And exhaling to the left. Let that neck be involved. Inhale, back up. Now this time, if you want to add the arm reaching overhead, you're going to add the arm reaching overhead. And we're still moving on the breath. Yeah? Inhaling up. And exhaling to the right. You're going to pause when you get there. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Now let's play with the neck a little bit. You're going to turn and look down. Just as far as you comfortably can. And maybe turn and look up. Turn and look down. And turn and look up. Pause. Let that left buttocks be heavy. Lengthen away. And then keep that arm where it is, come up, and if you are okay, it's your body. I want you to just bring your hand on the right hand, on the palm of the left hand, and I want you to just pull gently against the skin, like you're pulling that fluid all the way down to the lymph nodes that exist in your armpit, yeah? And you might even pulse through the armpit. I massage my armpits almost every day, right? And then go ahead and bring that arm down and just pause for a moment. Notice your left arm, notice your right arm. And then we're going to go to the other side. Inhale, reaching that arm up. I guess I could reach both arms up. Exhale, go ahead and bring that down. And we're going to stay. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe turn and look down. And then turn and look up. And again, turn and look down, as small or as big as feels comfortable in your neck. We're just getting mobility in that cervical spine. Turning and looking up, pausing. And again, sink that right buttocks bone down and lengthen out of that side waist. And then keep the arm up, bring the body back up, bring the left hand onto the right palm, and again, imagine, visualize that you're pulling that lymphatic fluid down through your arm, and you're bringing it down to the armpit, and you might even massage those lymph nodes a little bit, just so they have a little movement in them. And then go ahead and bring that down. So the lymphatic system, it doesn't have a heart that pumps it. It moves through muscular action and contraction. So that's a lot of what we're going to do today, okay? So that said, go ahead and bring your hands on your shoulders. It's going to be one of those days. Let those elbows move forward and out about shoulder height, all the way back and down. So we're just moving them in circles. Yeah, just starting to move the shoulders around. And going the other direction. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to see if you can reach the arms above you a little bit. They don't have to be all the way straight. Mine are actually quite a bit crooked. And I just want you to go ahead and flex the hands and the fingers, right? And then flex the wrists and point the wrists. And then go ahead and move those elbows. And again, just a little assistance moving that fluid. Imagine that fluid moving down. And then maybe shake it out a little bit if that's okay with your body. You might even shake your head out a little bit, or your neck out, your teeth, your think of Chester Cheetah. Isn't that Chester Cheetah? What his name is? Both arms down. I am so weird today. I don't know what's going on. I have the forget-sies and the drop-sies. I've dropped like 5 things already today, and I've forgotten about 3. So, hello, welcome to my world. Okay, so hopefully we've got some of that fluid moving down through the arms. Let's go into twists, and then we'll come off our knees or off our buttocks. If you are sitting cross-legged, now's the time to switch that cross. And then you're going to bring your arms out, let the elbows come down a little low so the shoulders can soften down. And we're going to start to twist the spine from the side body. So twisting towards the right, not a big move, coming back to center. Head can stay in line with the chest. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Again, move fluidly. Inhale, imagine yourself as water. Exhale, inhale, and now you're going to exhale to the right, you're going to pause. Left hand under right leg, right fingertips on the block or the ground. I go to block when I kneel. Inhale and get tall, and exhale, move yourself just a little further in. And again, playing with the neck, you keep your shoulders where they are. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder-ish. And then turn your head to look back. And then turn your head to look over the shoulder-ish, just pumping those muscles. Turn to look back. Turn to look forward. Turn the chest forward. Bring the arms up. Turning over to the left, right hand on our left leg, left fingertips behind you. Inhale, get really, really tall. Exhale, moving a little deeper to the twist with the torso, and then you're going to keep your shoulders where they are. Go ahead and turn and look over the right shoulder-ish, and over the left hand. You don't have to make this as big as I'm making it. Maybe you can go further than I can. This is where my neck is comfortable. It's my comfortable range of motion. That's all we're trying to do today. Turn and look forward and let the body release forward. And let's go ahead, we're going to come off of our boots. You're going to come and lie down on your back. You may want the strap, but you may also work with interlacing your hands behind your thigh, and I'll show both versions. You get to choose the one that feels right for you. Using a little bit of core on the way down, go ahead and roll down. From there, you're going to bring your right leg into the chest, and if you're interlacing, I'm going to suggest you interlace behind the thigh. And actually, let's all do this because we're going to start right here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to straighten the arms and let the knee move away from the body a little bit. And then we're going to exhale, and we're going to bend the elbows, or I could say bring the thigh in towards the chest. Inhale, leg forward, so we're just pumping at our right hip. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Again, think of moving fluidly. Now, either you can just push your heel up, and we're going to bend and flex the foot, right? Or you can take that strap around the ball mounds of the foot and do the same thing, yeah? So you get to pick your version. I'm going to interlace. I stay a little softer in my shoulders that way. Push the heels up on an inhale, leg yoke. And exhale, bend the right knee towards the chest a little bit. And inhale up, and exhale down. So there's little alignment points. Inhale up, but really it's that pumping action today. Exhaling in, and inhaling, staying up. You can leave your arms there if it feels nicer to bring the arms by the side. Go ahead and do that version. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to point your toes, just your toes. It's kind of weird to watch me for the first one. And then point your ankle. And then flex your toes, and then flex your ankle. Point your toes, point your ankle, flex your toes, flex your ankle, point your toes, point your ankle. And now from here, go ahead and make a circle, and let's just start to get that movement, moving down through the ankle joint, both ankle joints, right? And move the other direction. And again, you can even visualize that fluid or imagine that fluid running down your leg right now. I don't know if it's running. We gotta get back to the lymph nodes. Push that heel up, and then from there we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring that right hand to the outer right leg, or both straps in the right hand if you're doing that variation. And you're going to let the right leg move over to the right as the left leg moves to the left. Inhale, bring that back up, and exhale, right leg over to the right, left leg to the left. Inhale that back up. One more just like that. Right leg to the right, left leg to the left, and inhale that back up. Right hand can come down if you're working with the straps, both straps in left hand, or this left hand might be there to hold the leg. Move that over to the left. So a little bit like we do when we do the IT, inhale back, exhale over, and go through this a couple of times. But it's okay if the hip lifts a little bit. We are going to move into a twist in just a few moments, just so you know. And inhale back up, we're going to meet here. Now everyone, let's extend our left leg all the way out. If you're working with the strap, awesome. If not, you can always bring that hand to support if that feels better. Tee your right arm out, inhale. And with the next exhale, you're going to roll onto your left side body, letting that right hip lift. And then as you turn your head to the left, can you even imagine that your organic body, all your rib cage, everything rolls back to the right, even though your right hip moves to the left and forward. And inhale, bringing that back up. Go ahead and point the toe and flex the foot. Bring the arms by the side. And we're going to keep pointing and flexing as we lower that leg all the way down to the ground. And then just pause, feeling the right leg, feeling the left leg. And again, often I'll talk more about, lengthening the back of the leg or the groin or these type of things. But today I just want you to tune into feeling, imagining that fluid all is getting replenished and recirculated through our system. But also, right, maybe just noticing if it feels like any bits of energy are moving through that part of the body too, because that's always good. Go ahead and bring that left knee in. I like my right foot on the ground when I'm working in a softer way. Go ahead and interlace behind the thigh. And we'll all do that to start. And again, you straighten the arms, letting the knee move away from you, and then hug the knee in. And let that knee move out away from you, and hug the knee in. One more time, knee out away from you, and hug the knee in, and either take the strap around the ball mounds of the foot, or you can leave the interlace behind the thighs, push the left heel up, and again, it's that pumping action. So exhaling the knee to the chest, and inhaling the left heel up, exhaling the knee to the chest, inhaling left heel up. One more time, bring the knee in, and then push that heel up. Again, we want muscular contraction, right? So now we're going to work with that point flex business, but it's individualized or segmented. No, that's not the right word either, but that's okay. Point the toes, it's one of those days, and point the ankle. And then flex the toes. Watch me because I don't know what I'm talking about. And then flex the ankle. But my body is doing it properly, even though I'm not saying it well. Point the toes and point the ankle. Flex the toes and flex the ankle. Point the toes, point the ankle, and then go ahead and circle that foot, trying to get through that ankle, right? Moving everything through all the way down. Go ahead and go the other direction. And then we're going to go out to the side. Left hand can come out to the thigh, or both straps would go to the left hand. Right arm can tee out. Inhale, exhale, the left leg to the left. Right knee might counter to the right to keep you nice and stable or centered. Inhale out. But it doesn't have to be as much about that today, yeah? It doesn't have to be exact alignment. Go ahead and it never does, but you know, people who are attracted to me as a teacher usually go for that precision. Today it's not about the precision. Go ahead and let the left leg move out to the left, the right leg move out to the right, and bring that back up. Either both straps in right hand, or right hand can come to that inner left thigh. Move the left leg over to the right, and again, just let it be a pumping action. My hip doesn't lift a ton, and yet at the same time, it's not stuck to the ground. I just let that leg move back and forth a couple of times, and now reach the heel up, straighten the right leg. You're going to go ahead and either put the straps in the right hand, left arm tees out, or right hand can come to the inner left groin, and roll onto the right side body, letting the left hip lift. And again, if you turn your head to the left, does it not only help the left shoulder soften down, but think of everything in that organic body, right, all the way through the belly and the rib cage, rolling back down over to the left, even as the left hip moves forward and to the right. And inhaling back up. You're going to bring your arms by your side and point and flex that foot as you start to lower it down to the ground, just baby core. And soften for just a moment. And just notice your body. And again, today, imagining that we're moving that lymph fluid around and we are nice and healthy human beings. Visualize that, right? And then we're going to come up off the ground. Now you can roll to the side and come up through fetal, or if it's okay, you can grab the backs of the knees and rock up. We're going to come onto hands and knees and do a couple of cat-cow businesses. If that makes you want to have a blanket or some support system underneath your knees, please do. I only got 2 knees. I'm going to keep them the rest of my life, personally. And by the way, if you can't do hands and knees, you can always sit on your buttocks on a chair or on blocks, and you can do these pelvic movements from there, okay? Otherwise, cat-cow. Inhale, shoulder blades down the back, chest forward. Exhale, pull that belly up. And go through that a few times. Connect the breath. Right, we're slowing that breath down all the way we're on this mat. And trying to come to conscious breathing so that our central nervous system gets the benefits of that. So it's just as much about the breath as it is the movement. And then you're going to come back to neutral. Now, I want you to imagine your tailbone has a paintbrush tied to it. And I want you to go ahead and paint a circle on a canvas behind you. If you want to add a color to that, please feel free. Mine today would be bright yellow. I need some sunshine. Bright yellow always makes me happy. I don't know about always, but often. Go ahead and go the other way with your circle. Maybe it's the same color, maybe you switch colors. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to let the ribs move with that. If the elbows want to bend or the shoulders want to bend, whatever feels good. But just go ahead and kind of be what I'll call animalistic with it. And just get into all those nooks and crannies in your body that might be holding not only physical, muscular tension, but again, it's that pumping action, that contraction, and then releasing the contraction of our muscles that helps that lymph fluid move around in the body. And you're going to come back to neutral. Now from here, we're going to go into a downward dog. So you can always just go down to a child's pose if that's not right for you, or to a half downward dog. For my friends going to downward dog, you're going to walk your hands forward, shoulders soften away from the ears, bend the knees, and push up to downward dog. Now we're going to add a little bit of a pumping of the legs here, bending one knee, straightening the other. Noticing the contracting and the releasing of any muscles in your body.
and then come into full downward dog, whatever that means to you. Maybe your knees are bent, maybe your heels are high. As long as that spine is long, that neck is as neutral as it can be anyway. Beautiful. And let's all meet in child's pose. The knees can go wide, big toes touch, buttocks towards the heels. You can leave the arms out in front of you. You can bring the arms by the side. Let that breath expand the back of your rib cage. Maybe even sway the hips a little bit from right to left if that's okay with your knees and your hips here. Remember, hips can always stay higher if that's better for you in child's pose. And if I was working in a private client kind of way, I would jam one of these right in behind your knees, and almost everybody I've ever worked with who has knee issues in child's pose is able to do child's pose with the blanket. Yeah? So let's go ahead and we're going to come on up to downward dog again. If downward dog is not in your world, you might just do an active child's pose. Otherwise, you might just come up to standing, and we're going to meet you there in just a little bit. So nice and long, a whole back side of your body from your heels up to your buttocks flesh, right? Also from your buttocks bones all the way through your hands. Go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, reach that chest forward. Let's do this a couple of times. Exhale, fold in. If you have bulging or herniated discs, you would not do this. Inhale, you might just stay above the knees and just work with a pumping at the knees. That might be a way you could still pump with us, yeah? Inhale, chest forward, hands on the hips, and come all the way up to standing. So we're going to do just a couple more things, and then we're going to call it a day. Again, it's not a practice that I want it to be too exerting. I just want to go into that muscular contraction and release. Maybe you've gotten this far and you just want to do child's pose, and that's okay too. You can take that anytime. You're going to go ahead and you're going to stand the length of your mat, facing the long edge. We're going to do one little standing series just for a little bit of heat. Go ahead and turn the left toes in and the whole right leg out. Inhale, the arms out wide. Hands can always stay on hips. And exhale and bend the knee. And inhale and straighten. And exhale and bend. Inhale and straighten. Now we're going to try and stay with this next one. Exhale and bend. Now hanging out there, maybe turn the palms up, or hands can stand here. Inhale, maybe those arms reach up. It's not about exhale how far they come in or anything. It's we're just lifting it up, letting that fluid flow. So can you find that your movement today feels really fluid? Yeah? And again, that visualization of water often helps me soften. Lengthening forward, reaching that arm down. You're going to turn and reach that arm over, and we're going to move the arm on this one as well. So you're going to turn that arm and reach the palm down. Shoulder injury friends, remember hands on hips. Turn the palm up and reach that arm over. Turn the palm back and reach that all the way down. Reaching that all the way over. You're going to stay here. Back heel down and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through that side waist. Soft shoulders. Inhaling up to warrior two, trying to leave that knee bent. And straightening the leg, hands on the hips, turn the toes long way. Turning, right toes in, whole left leg out. Inhaling the arms out wide, or hands on hips. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale and straighten. Pumping into that left knee. Inhale and straighten. Exhale, coming into warrior two. Turning the palms up, soft shoulders. Inhale, reach those arms up. No, they don't have to go all the way up. Exhale, and if your arms are getting a little bit tired, that's all right. I mean, if you need to, save them, please do. But otherwise, yeah, they are getting tired. The arms have been working quite a bit today, right? But also, we've been moving that fluid around a lot. Lengthen, bringing that arm down. Bring the arm by the side, turn the palm up, and inhale, reach that arm over. Again, hand can stay on the hip if the shoulder is injured. Exhale it back down. Inhale up and over, and exhale back and down. One more time. Inhale up and over, stay there, reach the heel down, lengthen through the arm. Take one more breath with that. Now keep your knee bent, your left knee, as you inhale up to warrior two. Straighten the legs, hands on the hips, turn the toes forward. And we're going to go into a
wide-legged pose, right? Inhale, shoulders, elbows back. Start to fold down in. Bring those fingertips under the shoulders. Inhale the chest forward and exhale, fold in. And inhale, reach the chest forward. So keep the hands forward for this one today. We'll come down in a second. Exhaling in and settle into it. And inhale forward. Now stay forward. Bend the knees a little bit. And straighten the legs. Bend the knees a little bit. And straighten the legs. Keep the legs wherever is comfortable. Inhale the chest forward. Exhale, folding in, softening in. Hands today might go to the outer ankles. You know, if you want another variation that's better for you, you're going to take that, right? Elbows might go a little wide depending on how far you're folding in. Don't let that be an objective. It's just an option if you're there, if that's your work. Soften the neck. Last piece of work. Bring your hands under your shoulder, bring your hands forward and inhale the chest forward so your shoulders over your wrists is probably a better way to say that. You're going to walk your feet in just a little bit. Turn the feet out to about 45. Bend the knees. Try to see if the knees are going the same way as the toes. Put your hands on your thighs. Inhale. Come up just a little bit, that halfway point. I'm still leaning a little. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let that right shoulder reach towards the left knee. Come back to center. Left shoulder towards right knee. Back to center. One more time like that. Right shoulder towards left knee. How fluid can you be with your movement? Inhale, center. Exhale, left knee. Inhale, left shoulder to right knee. Sorry, inhale up. And then pause in your goddess pose. From the front, that looks like this one, yeah? Try to get the chest neutral, then inhale it up. Turn the toes, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel. We're going to finish it a little strangely today, or not strangely, a little different than we normally do. And there's a short version of this with just this, but this is what I've been doing since a few years ago in a Tai Chi class, where a teacher taught me this. I've been trying to add this in on a regular basis, and it's been kind of really wonderful for me anyway, right? It comes from Qigong. You keep your feet on the ground, and you just bounce, yeah? You can always, if you have shoulder or tender breasts or anything going on, right, you can always either bring hands under armpits or around the shoulders and protect that area of the body. But otherwise, if you can wiggle it and jiggle it, yeah, maybe even the head and the neck and the tongue and the jaw, loosey-goosey. If it's okay to reach the arms overhead, reach the arms overhead and shake it and shake it and shake it and shake it and shake it. Now you can bounce, but you can also just shake instead of bounce, right? You can just shake it out, whatever that means to you. And then pause and close the eyes. Noticing the body. Slowing the breath down. Between learning that in a Tai Chi class and really being like, wow, my super tight bound self needs that. And then also, they've done some studies, you can open the eyes or leave them closed as you listen to me, where when a animal goes through a traumatic event, right, and it's been chased by a predator, say, and it gets away from the predator, as soon as it feels like it's in a safe place, it doesn't have to run anymore, the first thing it does is it just shakes everything off the body and it shakes the trauma out of the body. And they're doing some studies on humans, but I don't know, like, so the next time I get in a car accident or this, that, or the other, and I play with it in the smaller ways too, and I get stressed out, I just shake it out and I let it go. And I really do feel like it's a helpful tool, so. That's where we're going to end class today. If you feel like you'd like to lay down in Shavasana, you can do that even without me guiding you. This is the only time I've not led you into Shavasana. But that doesn't mean you can't take it. Do what's right for you. Namaste, friends. May all beings everywhere be well.